Okay, well, hi. My name is Ryan, and we're back with episode 2 of Don't Fear the Reaper. Um, we're going to continue where we left off of with our template and um, moving on into um, how to use that template, starting with drums. Basically, the whole premise of what I'm trying to do is to show people how to achieve a good sounding mix for cheap or free. In a lot of cases, a lot of this stuff is free, and this is one of those times. So we're gonna hop down to this here view, and we're gonna look. We see our template here laid out, and each one is kind of labeled for which instrument they are. So we're going to start with drums because it's on the top. I like to put it there because it's the foundation of everything below. It's usually what you record first for the other musicians to play to, and that sort of thing. So okay, well, we need a virtual instrument, a VSTI, and the best one that is free that I know of, and anybody can tell me otherwise, is this one, the MT Power Kit 2. So we're going to just hit enter on that search, and it's going to bring us to this web page. And then we're going to click in here, and this brings us to the Manda Audio website, where they where they can give you a few demos of their stuff and explain what they're all about and yada yada. And let's just get into the good stuff. I'm going to click on to the download free. Get down here, and here's our operating systems. I'm just going to click on Windows because that's what I'm running. Just going to click on VST Audio. I'm going to click on the 64-bit plugin, and then it should pop it up here and start a download yet. So there it is. There's a zip file being downloaded. And here's some instructions. And what it says is you need to load drop a copy of the DLL file and the PDK file into the VST folder plugin, the effects folder for Reaper in my case. So we're going to go to show in folder. I have two of them because I just downloaded one to show you how it works. But in this case, I'm going to extract all. We're going to extract it to the desktop for sake of making it easy. We're going to just select folder, and we're going to go extract. So it extracts there. We are then going to go to the desktop, and we are going to find those files right here, this folder right here. I'm going to click in there, and lo and behold, we have the two files mentioned in the instructions. So we're going to select them both, and we're going to copy them or cut them. You can do either or, but I'm just going to copy them. And then we're going to go down here and click on C drive. We're going to go to program files, and then we're going to go to Reaper, which is right here. And then you're looking for your plugins folder, and then you're going to click into your effects folder, and then you're going to paste. I right click, come down to paste. I'm going to continue as administrator because it's asking me, hey, do you want to do this? It's going to change something. And I say, yes, sir, I want to do it. Yes, sir, I want to do it. So I loaded those two in. So now it's installed. But what do we have to do here? Well, if I go to effects, it won't show up because I have to actually get it to rescan, as it mentioned in that website instruction. So we're going to come down to preferences, right? Options, preferences, and then we're going to find in the options menu here, options preferences, VST, and we're going to click rescan. And look at that. It's finding it. It found it. Done. Ready to go. So we're going to come up here. Going to click on effects. And we're going to make sure we're on all plugins. Or you could go to VSTI, I believe. It should be there. And it's right here. Alternatively, if you were in all plugins, you can hit down here on your filter and just type in MT. And that's usually how I go about finding my plugins, just by typing in. And I'm going to click on this and open it, and it opens up in this window here like so. And what this says is, it's free, but hey, develop this plugin took a lot of work. Can you throw some cash, essentially? And you should. It's awesome. I may, even though I've invested quite a bit of money in other programs, I should still give these guys a bit, because I am going to do a few videos using their stuff, so I should at least give them some homage. Anyway, we click skip, and you get into this nice looking little pictograph of a drum kit. And let's just try out. Let's click one. Kabam. Boom, right? Wonderful. That is excellent. That is excellent. You can come down to the mixer and change the volume on all the different mics. Primo. And then they even have a groove section here. And a little composer. All for free. Like, this is incredible. Blew my mind the first time I saw this. I couldn't believe it. So it's... Right? So it's that easy. So what do you do with that? Well, click, and let's just try left clicking and dragging it. Like, I'm just gonna get rid of this. I'm just gonna show you here. Left click, drag it up into the drum lane. Oh, the drum lane. Just like that. Now what happens if I press play? Just like that. Right? Just like that. And if you want to insert your own MIDI item, I'm going to left click. I'm going to put my cursor here. I'm going to left click and drag and create this section of highlighted area. And then I'm going to click up in that track. And then I'm going to come up here and go insert new MIDI item. And when you do that, it pops up this blank MIDI item right next to this one that we dragged in. And so what that does, if we can double click in here, it brings up this window known as a piano roll. I'm going to scroll in with my mouse wheel up just to kind of make that area, the highlighted area, larger. And this is the next area. So this is what we can use to plot our drum beats. So if you look at this piano over here, each one of these keys is associated with a part of the virtual instrument, in this case the drum, and each key is assigned to a part of it. So I'm just going to click C2 because that's the kick. Right? And the snare is usually the one above it. Right? Very simple, right? Snare, and then tom and whatever. So I come right across over here. I'm just going to click in and place a note there. I'm going to come over here and place a snare there. I'm going to come to the next interval, come down and place a kick. And then maybe another kick, and then a snare there. And then another kick, because why not? And then I'm going to find like a hi-hat or a cymbal, because, you know, it's usually something. Maybe we'll go... I'm going to do two, because he has two hands. And... why not? That's kind of interesting looking. Let's see what that sounds like. I'm just going to press space to play it. So I'm gonna highlight from there, left click and drag over. Come down to this little repeat button. I'm going to highlight it, left click by the way. And then I'm going to hit play just so it repeats and I can listen to it loop. Just corrected that because it was at a time, because I'm an idiot. Same there. Now let's just say you didn't want it to hit the hi-hats quite as hard. You can highlight it and then come to the graph down here and drag it down, and that's how hard that's being hit. It's hard to hear it in that particular thing, so maybe I'll get rid of a few things here and just left clicking in the area, and I put in snares just on every single grid line. Just gradually increase them. Just click that. You can click there and drag up, or come down here and do it. It's easier down here, so maybe I'll just do that. And then it'll go back down. And so what you'll hear is like a change in the velocity. That's the term. The term is the velocity. And the velocity increases. You'll hear it'll sound like the drummer is hitting it harder. So come over here, and we're going to go. And it gives it that natural. Awesome, right? And then, you can come in here and make it just, and even the kicks, I guess. Yeah, you can change the velocity on the kicks to give it more dynamics. I'm going to just make them full blast and just going to do, so I'm going to do batch of them. So if I click this one, hold in shift and click this one, it highlights them all. If I come down here and click it and drag them up, I can get them all. And we'll go. And you get the idea, right? And then so if I close this down, you'll see now that there's markings in this MIDI item. If we come to the beginning and hit play, so I'm going to click and drag this over and listen to the whole thing repeated. And there you have it. Drums. You're off to the races, right? You're definitely off to the races. We can come down here and drag in the parts, and there's fills too. What happens if I just put that right over there? What's that saying? I'm gonna close this out. Okay, sure. I don't know what that means, but we're just gonna do it that way and see what happens. Now let's just say you wanted, you're good with that, but you wanted it faster, like way faster. I'm just going to change this tempo, right? It adjusts all the MIDI items with the timeline, and now the drum beats will just be faster. And that, my friends, is how you use a template and put your drums in, right? On the next episode, we're going to talk about guitars and free amp sims for that. Anyway, till next time, rock on.